Okay, so here's the situation. I'm in California, and I am backpacking with 3 teenagers. We got my son, who I have not hiked with in 2.5 years. I'm super stoked. That's Caden. We got his cousin Cole right here, who's with us from Minnesota, and his sister, also the other cousin, Ella, who's with us. We're gonna be hiking Yosemite Valley, some really nasty switchbacks, 5 miles up or so. That's gonna be brutal, out and back. And then we're also gonna be hiking into Hetch Hetchy, which is pretty awesome. And we're doing an out and back there. So total mileage, about 25 miles. And I wanna see if I can get these guys to keep up with me. Welcome to California. Lola, what are you eating?
Creamy Tuscan chicken. It's actually really good. It tastes like a mix between if you went to like Panera and got like a Caesar salad, and then it has like, basically tastes like a Caesar salad with noodles in it, which sounds disgusting, but it actually tastes so good.
Let me see, which one is it?
That was a brisk night for sure. So now it's just time to find the morning spot, if you know what I mean. Huge shout out to Pale Blue Earth for sending us to Yosemite National Park and sponsoring this video. You guys are awesome. All right, so when you get a new tent, if it's got poles, not like a trekking pole tent, it's gonna come in a bag like this. And the tent that I'm actually using on this trip is the Mountain Hardware. This is the Strato 2-person tent right there. I got a review coming up on that tent. And then you're also gonna get a bag like this that your poles will come in. And then inside the bag with your poles, you're gonna find a little metal piece like this. And you're gonna think, what in the world is this? Is this like a blow dart for shooting squirrels so you've got food in the backcountry? Is maybe this from the machine shop? They cut an extra piece of pole and accidentally dropped it in the bag. Like, what is this? This is actually a splint for your pole if it breaks. So if your tent pole snaps for any reason out in the backcountry, what are you gonna do? Well, you could take the broken end here, push it in this side of the pole, the other broken end, push it inside of this pole, and now you've got a splint to repair that tent pole. Pretty cool, right? All right, another piece of gear that you probably got with you and you didn't even know you brought it with you because it's actually attached to your backpack. And this is on like standard backpacks, not the backpacks that I've got here. Most ultralight backpacks aren't gonna have this, but your standard backpacks like your Ospreys, your Deuters, your Gregories, those kind of backpacks will have this on them. There's a little hook or a little clasp inside one of the pockets, or it's usually like in the brain of the backpack, and it's usually orange. And you think, why is that there? What in the world would that little hook be there for? Well, that hook is there for you to attach things that you don't want to get lost, like keys or maybe a wallet or something else that you just want to make sure that when you get back to your vehicle, you absolutely know right where it is. You didn't drop it somewhere on the trail, like it's super vital, and that's what that little clip is for. All right, I've got a really cool bonus item that I want to show you that I'm sure you probably don't know about at all, but and this is by Pale Blue Earth. They're the company that sent us out here to Yosemite. I've been using this black diamond headlamp for the past several trips since around August of this year. So probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 different backpacking trips. This is a really awesome headlamp. The thing that worried me about this headlamp when I first got it was that it doesn't have any rechargeable battery built inside of it. You have to have 3 AAA batteries to make it work. And so, you know, obviously, my fear is it gonna, you know, burn out on trail? Am I gonna have to bring extra batteries or whatever? The thing about this headlamp is that it has a runtime that's just phenomenal. So it would last quite a while, pretty much the entire backpacking trip that anyone's ever gonna take. But you don't wanna buy extra batteries either. So Pale Blue Earth reached out to me and said, hey, do you wanna try our batteries? I'm like, okay, what's the difference with your batteries? Well, check this out. This is super cool. This battery has a built-in USB rechargeable port inside of the battery. How cool is that? So these are lithium-ion AAA batteries, and they are 750 milliamp hours each battery. And these last just as long, if not longer, than the standard batteries that you're gonna get if you buy them at the store. And I don't have to use these in the headlamp only. Like, I can take this and put these in other things too, obviously, like my remotes at home or anything that has a AAA battery. So I don't have to constantly buy batteries. And the other thing about when you're buying headlamps is if you buy a headlamp that doesn't have a built-in battery, typically it's gonna be less expensive than one that has to recharge, because you're not paying for the battery, you're just paying for the headlamp. And it costs the manufacturer money to put a battery inside of the rechargeable headlamp. And then the other cool thing is that these are actually saving landfills from us constantly throwing batteries away, which is also super cool. So I definitely wanted to tell you about this. I highly encourage you to check these out. I waited several backpacking trips before I even gave them the green light that I would even tell you about these, because I wanted to test these out thoroughly, and my son and myself have thoroughly tested these batteries out. They are absolutely worth every penny. Make sure you check out Pale Blue Earth. We're actually in the Hetch Hetchy area of this part of Yosemite. Yesterday we were in the Yosemite Valley and did some hiking there. We did an out and back, really brutal out and back, like straight up 5 miles. I forget, I don't know how many feet of elevation, but it was pretty extreme. I'll put it on the screen here. And so the kids were just beat. So right now they are actually out exploring. There's a waterfall near here, just through these woods here, so they're having fun doing that. So I'm here filming a video, but the next thing on the list is actually on your tent here, and I'll show you on this Mountain Hardware tent here exactly what I'm talking about, and it's probably something that you didn't know. All right, when you get your tent, if it's just a regular standard tent, most good ones are gonna have this feature on them, and oftentimes people wonder what this is. I get a lot of questions on this. You got a zipper on your door that opens up the vestibule like this. But then you've also got this zipper up here that goes down, and you think, well, I can't fit through that. Well, this is here to actually ventilate the tent. So when you unzip this at night, this allows heat, moisture, just the ventilation to take place inside the tent, so that, if you're boiling hot inside of your tent, you can have some airflowage, or you want to reduce the condensation inside of your tent, because if it's cold outside and you're inside the tent, that's going to produce condensation. So this is a really cool feature, actually, that a lot of tents have, and you probably didn't know about it. All right, this one might seem a little more obvious, but I'm sure there are people out there that have no idea what this piece of gear is. If you buy a sleeping pad, and it's like a really good sleeping pad, not one you get off of Amazon, just a kind of a beginner sleeping pad, but you get a decent sleeping pad, like a Nemo or a Thermarest or something like that, or maybe a Big Agnes. It's gonna come with a bag with it like this. And this is actually a bag to inflate your sleeping pad. And this one's pretty obvious. It says pump sack right on there. So, but some of them aren't so obvious, like this one that comes from Thermarest. This is just a big bag, and you think, wow, they gave me like a day pack or something. How this works is you just, you find the nozzle on the sleeping pad. At least with the Nemo, you attach it like this. And then most of the pump sacks, you just, from a distance, you blow into the pump sack, kind of inflates it like that, and then you just roll. There you go. That was a whole lot easier than blowing it up with your lungs. So, very cool invention. The Thermarest is a little bit different. It's kind of hidden under this thing here, but it's got a little plastic hole here, and that just wraps around the nozzle on the Thermarest pads. And this is a little less obvious of what it is, but it's essentially the same thing. I'm gonna show you this last one. As soon as my son and his cousins come back from hiking to check out that waterfall, we're gonna pack up camp, then we're gonna hit the trail back to the car, and it technically requires us to be on trail hiking for me to actually show you how this next one works anyway. So here we go. How was it?
Awesome.
Did you guys have fun?
Yeah.
We saw waterfalls and stuff.
There was a really sketchy bridge by it. Like, it was kind of narrow, and we were kind of afraid to walk on it, but it was awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
Cool. Let's go. Okay, so we just stopped, and we actually had to fix a blister on my nephew. But if you start to get blisters, you're gonna wanna know what this does on your gear, which is your shoe, this last little hole here that you lace, especially if you get blisters on your heel, this is actually there to stop blisters from forming. It's called a heel lock or a lace lock, or some people call it a racer's loop. And all you do, put the lace through like this, put the other lace through like this, okay? Then you're gonna crisscross to the other side, go through, and then you're gonna pull down like this, so it gets nice and tight, and then tie your shoes like normal. What that's gonna do is it's gonna lock that heel, the shoe, around your heel to stop it from moving around. Bet you didn't know that either.
All right, 25 miles in what, 3 days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys did good. How do you feel?
Exhausted.
My everything hurts.
Your everything hurts? Cole?
I'm pooped. I'm really
Pooped?
tired.
You're welcome. All right, hope you guys had fun. Thanks for coming with us to Yosemite, and we will see you on the next one. Peace.